If it shows lagging, then just let me know as well. Welcome everyone. So another live today, and I've got a special guest on today that we actually work together behind the scenes, doing different things with growing our business, mindset, and all sorts. So we're going to go into it today. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes before I introduce the man of the hour. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one because it's something completely different. We're going to be interacting, talking about what I do, what the guest does, who's going to come on in a second. And the funny thing is, guys, a lot of people that are on Facebook who I'm friends with, it's all to do with rent to rent. It's all to do with property, and it's all to do with that kind of niche. But with this interview, this person's in a different space completely. I'll let him speak about it, but we're going to be talking. So I hope you find massive value. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurial mindset. We're going to be talking about certain business methods. We're going to be talking about all sorts, and including offers that we've got, things that are going to hopefully benefit you and bring value to you in this interview. So if you are watching live, guys, feel free to drop a like and a comment, share it as well if you like it. That would be much appreciated. So I see we've got a few people on. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. You're going to hopefully feel and have massive value by the end of it. So without further ado, I want to introduce the man of the hour. I'm going to press the button in a second. His name is Zina. So without further ado, he's coming through. Let's have a look.
Yes, hey, John, look at you.
That was super smooth. You came on just like that there. That was great. No lag, no nothing. So yeah, welcome, Matt.
Rent to you're like a radio. You're like Chris Moyles. Look at you go. I
actually feel like I'm on a bit of a podcast right now, but I guess it is, right? It is.
You're amazing. You're really good at it, pal.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, introduction. Yes. Tell everyone who you are, mate. Who are you?
Who are you? You sound like that chef that was the Norwich chair lady. Anyway, so
yeah, I remember that one as well.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Anyway, my name is Zina. I'm. Oh, let's do it properly. I'm an award-winning acting coach. I run Matt Zina Acting. I'm an on-set acting coach. I've got high-profile clients. And effectively, my purpose, what I do is I help actors predominantly achieve their goals, their dreams, their aspirations through various different products that I have, including obviously your classes, but mentoring, one-on-ones. I've got an app coming out soon. So many ways that I can help. And that's to bring you back to what your point was initially, Sean, is that's what we do, right? I mean, that's business, that's entrepreneurialism. Yeah. I think that what being an entrepreneur is all about is, we're from different walks of, we're from different businesses, but there's a common thread in business for me that I find interestingly, and that is that you can't do well in business unless you have a product or a service that sells. And I think the only way that you can come up with a product or service that sells is when you come from the mindset that you genuinely want to help people, right? Yeah. Business and entrepreneurialism and capitalism and all that gets a really bad rap, okay? Because people feel like you're greedy, and people feel like people who are kind of there doing business, are greedy and all this stuff, and it's just not. The majority of business people that are actually successful, what they don't realize is that you come from the mindset that you genuinely want to help. You don't get to be successful unless you come from that mindset, because the fair value of exchange is that you've got something that's going to better somebody else. Yeah. And they only give you, or exchange, the fair value of exchange, they only give you money, for instance, if you've got something in return that's going to better them.
A solution to the problem, or something along those lines, or some kind of value, right?
Exactly. And the thing is, the richer you become, the more people you're able to help, the richer you become. So I don't see Jeff Bezos, and when people are going, I don't see him as the enemy. I see him as, wait a minute, he's able to help so many people on a mass scale that we can only dream of. I don't see it as he's got loads of money. It's there.
We could go so we've gone in the deep end, Matt, already. We can go so deep into this. We can talk about, you know, the rich getting richer and do they deserve it? And we could go so deep.
We could go forever, couldn't we?
Go
Sean, you know what? I'm going to be really selfish now. I've jumped on your show, as it were.
The show.
I want to know what you do. All right,
yeah.
I'm selfish now because we communicate most days.
Yeah.
But I really, really want to get to grips with and understand exactly what you do to help people.
For sure, yeah, I appreciate that. So it's a really good question because, I mean, a lot of people that are on my Facebook and Instagram and the rest of it, they'll know. But it's a really good question for maybe new people that are following, looking at my content and the rest of it. So I did a post a few days ago in text, but it's good to do a video like this. So essentially, in the property market, there's loads of letters, acronyms thrown around: buy to let, BTL, BMV, below market value, LOA. There's all sorts, and there's one that stuck out to me and my business partner Reese is something called R2RSA, and yeah, crazy, right? Maths and algebra at its finest. But for the people that are in this niche, in this circle, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's called rent-to-rent serviced accommodation.
I've heard
so you've heard of it? Have you heard of it, Matt? Or
yeah,
cool. So I mean, we've been watching each other's content for a while, so I know you would have seen it, even if it's subliminally or subconsciously, right? But it's essentially very, very simple. Using the right contracts, you rent off a landlord and then you re-rent it out on a short-term basis to people like contractors, leisure guests, depending on the area.
Wow.
So like a hotel, but with the right contracts, you're utilizing other people's landlords' properties and, you know, ensuring that they're paid on time, the full amount, the rest of it. So they still have their hands-off investment. But there's so many benefits to rent, you know, things
That's
like
really, really interesting because my mates,
and there's no money down, or very little money down in comparison to paying 25% deposit for a new property and stuff like that. You can get in at a very low rate. So that's what changed the game for me, because at the beginning didn't have no money, right? Or very little money. Me and my business partner Reese was putting change together. So we've seen this strategy, and from the get-go, I was pretty much sold. I was like, I'm in. I want to know if it's for real. I was almost a bit skeptical, but I was in. I was like, I'm trying it. I'd rather try and fail than procrastinate.
Almost sounds too good to be true, right? Hey there, Sean. You've gone still. You're like this.
I think we've just cut out one set.
Don't worry, mate.
You see a cat on the screen for some reason.
I love it. Don't worry. But yeah, shall I pretend to be frozen too?
Please, mate. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm not really frozen. But yeah, whilst you've not got vision, I'll just say, a friend of mine, he owns like an electrician's firm. They're doing incredibly well, and they go all over the country and constantly looking for accommodation. There's so many building firms. There's so many. So when I really thought about it, then there's so much need for very short-term accommodation. In fact, I'm in a building owned by a company called Q20 Theatre.
Okay.
And they go around all the different kind of metronome centres and things like that, using actors to go and perform places. You know, I can just see so many different areas. Needing that particular service. So,
it's like what you say with Matt, our coach, right? He will travel from place to place doing gigs with his management company. I mean, I need to utilize Matt more because I could capitalize on that, and because we've got a portfolio, right? So I need to reach out to him and for short-term stays while they're traveling away on gigs, etc. So yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Sorry, you don't mind me asking questions, and this will be useful for people watching as well. Let's work out exactly what Sean does.
And if anyone's watching, guys, whether it's live or on the replay, and you have any questions about what Matt does, because we're going to obviously just chop and change, talk about both our businesses and whatnot, or anything about us, what we do, then drop a comment and we'll be happy to answer it on another video, or we'll just comment below it. We'll just keep it rolling, right? We're here to give value.
Absolutely.
So Matt,
Sean,
what? Oh, you got a question for me? Go on, fire
yeah,
it.
I've got questions. This might be. You think the beauty of it is, right? It's because I'm desperately trying to work out exactly what you do.
Yeah. Go on.
There'll be some people with these exact questions. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for sure. Let's
You don't
go.
mind, yeah.
This conversation's well overdue, so we're firing at all cylinders.
There we go, and I'm just genuinely interested because I think, like I say, to anybody watching this, Sean is one of these people that I know for a fact he's up at whatever time. He's doing it. He's literally working as hard as anyone I've seen within our kind of business community. You know, with regards to an entrepreneur, it's somebody that you want to trust to work incredibly hard for you. Sean's genuinely, I know firsthand he's going to do that. He's one of the most vocal. He's one of the most hardworking on there. He inspires me. He inspires a lot of people on there with his work rate. But I've not had this conversation where I've got a chance to sit down. So I'm being a bit selfish. So Sean, do you actually kind of, with regards to these rents, do you invest in it, or do you take on the investments and get these kind of short-term lets, as it were? Do you work on getting them filled?
It's a good question, and we kind of do both. So we started out, me and Reese, doing it ourselves, building up our own portfolio. So we'd approach landlords, get the properties on board, and then pay them the rent, re-rent them out. So we still do that. And then as we was posting, we started getting online a bit more, showing what we was doing. People would see the results, what we was doing, and they started coming to us, which was really, really interesting. And that's the power of social media, right? So they started coming to us saying, I'm seeing that you're doing service accommodation. I've been looking into it, really, really interested. How do I get involved? So people would come to us, and then also other people who had properties, had service accommodations, but was maybe struggling because it's not easy. It's not easy at all, right?
Yeah, I bet it isn't. No.
They seen what we was doing, and they kind of said, look, I've got this property. I've seen what you're doing with that. Would you manage it for us? And that's how we transitioned from building our own up into what we call in this world is essentially a management company, similar to a letting agent, right? But a short-term letting agency, essentially.
Well done.
So
you've obviously spotted a niche. You've spotted a niche in the market. You've kind of really gone for it. I know that sounds
all in,
and it's you've got when the one thing we've learned as entrepreneurs is you see an opportunity. You have to, when you're in a good place. So let's talk about mindset. When you're in a particularly good place, this is why we keep a really positive demeanor about ourselves. You only see opportunities, don't you, when you're in a positive mindset? For some reason, you miss them when you're not in a particularly good place, and that's why we keep our mindset as optimal as possible.
So how can you get into that mind frame, Matt? How do you think people out there can be in a position to win instead of not looking?
It's a really good question, is that? And it's the one thing. I mean, what I do is I put some content out on kind of, I call it a positivity masterclass, where it's just literally, right, do this and this, and you'll just feel better. You need to always be in control of your mindset, how you feel. You've got to watch your emotions. Now, the one thing about positivity and all of that stuff is people have got to really work out that, look, you're going to have every single emotion under the sun. That's just the human condition. But what positivity actually is having every emotion under the sun, but it's how you react. And you react in a positive way. You react in a positive state. However, you can make yourself feel better in a lot of situations. And the one things that we talk about is, first thing is, look, your physicality actually sends a signal to your brain, right? So if you smile and you try it now, Sean, come on, shoulders back, chin slightly up, put a smile on your face.
This is acting, teaching at its finest.
There we go. Instantly, you feel better.
Just like that.
Choose the energy you want to bring as well. When I'm on a call, like with my clients, it's like, look, I want them to feel a certain way. So I've got an energy that I'm going to bring that then causes that effect, that response. So you can choose the energy you bring as well as the literally the physicality that you bring. And that does in the end, make you feel more positive. As well as that, with positivity, what I've found is exercise.
Yeah, that's been massive.
Exercise. It
Yeah.
releases chemicals that in your
Especially
brain.
in the morning as well, Matt, because we both do it, right? We're both up quite early, and there's a huge benefit to being active in the morning, because then you can transition it to the rest of your day.
100%. 100%. I think that morning period, and it's funny you should allude to it, is the most important part of your day, because there's so many things you've got to try and cram in to make sure you're going to have the best day ever. For me, one, get up early. It's the best time of the day. It's when you're by yourself. It's when you get to work on yourself. It's when you then use that time to become the best version of yourself, whether that's physically at the gym, whether that's you are listening to an audiobook, you're spending some time learning something, doing something before the world happens.
Yes.
I do things like affirmations, literally saying, look, out loud, today is going to be a good day. And saying exactly why, making targets. All of these things I do in a morning, because I realize that period is the most important part. So I get up at 5. You get up incredibly early as well and do something very, very similar.
Yeah.
And if you get that part of the day right, when it's just you versus yourself, the rest of the day, when the world happens, you've become the best version of yourself that you then offer to the world.
Yeah, so true.
You can only have success when you're in an optimal mindset and you're kind of in an optimal state and you're offering the best version of yourself to the world. That best version of yourself is going to succeed. He's going to see opportunities. He's going to. But what I used to do maybe a couple of years ago was smoke. I was a lot heavier. I was 3 stone overweight. I used to climb out of bed, no targets, not the best version of myself. Feel a bit kids, all that stuff. Then there might be opportunities around me that I just didn't see. And that's just life. That's what happens. That's what the majority of people do, right?
Yeah.
But let's face it, let's be totally honest. The majority of people don't fulfill what they want to achieve in life. The majority of people are frustrated. The majority of people feel a sense of, look, I'm not achieving my full potential. Whereas people like me and you, Sean, have said, right, that's not what I want for my life. I want to have to fulfill what I know is my full potential. I want to feel good. I want to feel fulfilled on a daily basis. And we've got a mentor, a shared mentor between us, who's sent us down a path where we know that we're getting the best information, that we know that we're becoming the most fulfilled version of ourselves, offering the best version of ourselves. But the beauty of that is, Sean, is we're affecting the world as well, because we are coming up with products and services based upon the need, the fulfillment that we've got, and congruent with that, the need to help others as well, which is good, and everybody wins. Exactly.
You hit the nail on the head. So this is some value that we're dropping here, guys. So I hope you find it valuable as well. We've got a quick question. I'll answer that, and then because I want to come straight back into more about your business as well, Matt, of course. So we've got a quick one from Elijah. Thanks for the question, my friend. What are the downsides to rent SA, if any? Having lack of systems, having no systems, especially if you're in management, you're going to crumble, because if you scale and you don't have those in place, it's a nightmare. So when we started scaling quick, we didn't have certain things in place. We experienced it, and then we reacted quick, got them in place, and now it's running a lot smoother. So it's all experience, and it's part of the process. But systemization is so important in this model, in this business, because we're talking about guests, working with them, getting them checked in and checked out. We're talking about cleaning teams. We're talking about maintenance teams. There's so many cogs to the machine, right? So systems is so important. Other downsides off the top of my head, it can be stressful. You've got to be mentally prepared, and that's why it's so important, like taking value from the things that we're talking about right now. Mentality is so important. So tangible things that you can do is be around the right people, get yourself a mentor, make sure you're in a good state in the morning, like Matt's touched on, and literally get yourself educated. These are the things that you need to be utilizing, and you'll get where you want to be, but it can be really difficult. So I hope that one helps, Elijah. Back to you, Matt, then. So something's been on my brain to ask you for ages. Have you had any people like any superstars in your mentor program? I want to hear more about your mentor program and how it works, because I don't know much either, so it'd be good to know.
No worries, buddy. Yeah, basically, I've been lucky enough to. I've been in this industry 20 years. I know I don't look old enough. I've actually been acting coaching more than 20 years. That's
Really?
ridiculous. All right. So basically, I started off like teaching other kids. Would you believe? Because I did all my exams and stuff like that, and then I started teaching other kids towards theirs. So I started when I was 16. But as an acting coach, like I say, I set up the Yorkshire School of Acting 10 years ago, and that became Zina Acting a year ago. But the reason why I kind of stood behind my own name and backed myself as a personal brand is because I'm very lucky to have high-profile clients, you know, like Kevin Clifton and Joanne Clifton. And I was working on set with, you know, massive names as a dialect coach, as a performance coach on film and TV sets. And I've been working with Claire Barnard, with Adele Akhtar, Claire Rushworth, just some really, really Gemma Whelan, and just working primarily with really big name actors, Rebel Wilson, you know, it's, and so I kind of got to that stage where I was like, backing myself, because the one thing I still had, Sean, I don't know if you find this, is I had limiting beliefs. I was like, I had these high profile clients, I was bossing it. People were like, wow, I can't believe you work with them. Yeah. I'm kind of good at this. But in my head, I'm just a lad from Bradford.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay behind the Yorkshire School of Acting. I'm going to stay at this little Yorkshire acting school with classes in Yorkshire. And that's me. You know, that's my lot. But then through mindset work, it made me realise, look, don't have these limiting beliefs. So what, you're from Bradford and you know, these limiting beliefs are passed on to you from parents. You know, they're passed on through family. They don't mean to. They're just trying to protect you. I got rid of them.
And the way we're brought up, and there's all sorts of peer beliefs that get ingrained in us, don't they? At the end of the day, so it's breaking through that. So that's a whole nother subject again, right? But
of course it is. Of course it is.
It's all mindset. But yeah, so are you are you coaching these high profile people? Are you like kind of like their manager, agents? Are you direct them to different shows?
Obviously, I've got so many facets to my business. So I go out onto film sets and work with lots of amazing actors. I have high profile clients that are one-on-one. I have an elite mentoring program for emerging actors that are wanting to get from, some of them never actually acted before.
Might have to send you a message then.
Yeah, exactly. And to be professional jobbing actors. Some of them acted before but want to progress their career. That's ridiculous. It's going ridiculously well. You know, we've got actors that have never acted before and now they're just jobbing actors, auditioning, going off doing professional work all of the time. We do one-on-ones, and then we've got the local classes and then global classes through Zoom. We've got members from all over the world, the Netherlands, the US, and it's just taken off, man. It's just this last year, as I became a personal brand and really backed myself and got rid of my limiting beliefs and really kind of jumped on it. I won an award.
There we go.
You know, for last year, just after I rebranded for Best Creative Arts Provider, and it's just gone crazy. You know, it's just fantastic.
It sounds like it's going well. Sounds like it's going really, really well. And you can only get that way. You can only get there if you're consistent and you have the skills, which clearly you have, and literally showing up daily, right? So you're doing it. You live in it. You live your message that you give the service to provide, right? So
absolutely,
you can only say, well done, mate, and take your hat off for getting that far. So.
And this is what the thing is, you'll probably find this. Like I said, I've got a few minutes and then I've got another thing. But you'll find this is entrepreneurialism. Yeah, people always wish that they were doing the hustle and stuff like that. But the one thing, the reality is a very, very lonely life. You know, look at this. I'm in my office on my own. All right. There's a few pictures around me, but that's it. All right. You're in your office on your own. You know, it's a lonely life.
Well, Reese, my business partner, is actually at the side, but you won't be able to see him. But yeah,
all right.
He's keeping
Hi,
quiet.
Reese. But so you're not on your own.
Mate, how are you doing, pal?
How are you, Reese?
Yeah, I'm good. Just grafting on in the back, getting that money in.
Someone has to do the work, don't they?
Yeah.
It's all up here.
This is my lunch break, right? So you know, I'm spending it wisely with yourself, mate.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We're alone,
you know,
right?
so it's good as kind of a business community to be able to chat to each other, support each other.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, we go home and we don't leave work. We don't go home at 5 o'clock. No, we're going to get paid and put our head on the pillow and sleep soundly.
Yeah.
Yes, I do that now because as a mindset principle, I know that I offer such a good product and service and as well as that, I can adapt and always be able to deliver a good product and service and always be able to help people. You get to a certain stage in life where you know that you'll always be able to make money and provide because you are, you know, you're in that mindset being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But it's just so good to have that community and to be able to talk to people like you who are on a very, very similar path and having a very similar mindset, which is nice. And it's just nice to see you doing so well. So we will set a challenge this week to have a particular kind of product and service.
We was.
I'll tell you about mine. You know.
Yes, please go ahead. That was the next question. So feel free. So just for a bit of backlog, if there's anyone that's new to this space, right? It's not something that I've done before. So if you're interested in this kind of content, this kind of information, then hopefully stay tuned, of course. But yeah, Matt, go ahead, mate, with anything that you could help give value to anyone else watching this video.
Do you know what, mate? Tell you what, guys, as well as that, you know, the one thing that we are aligned on, it's kind of mindset principles. So I do teach that as part of my curriculum in acting. But as well as that, I put out lots and lots of free content. So I'm on TikTok at Matt Zina. I'm on Instagram at Matt Zina Acting, and I'm on Facebook at Matt Zina Acting. And do you know what? If you are genuinely interested in kind of the mindset principles around business, being entrepreneurial, and you know, general concepts and ideas, make sure you add me on social media. But as well as that, I'm an acting coach, and everybody knows somebody who wants to be an actor. Everybody knows somebody who would like to train as an actor. What my particular offer is around that elite mentoring group. So it's 125 quid to be coached one-on-one with an award-winning acting coach to the end of the month. So if anyone's interested in kind of becoming a beginner actor and taking it to becoming a kind of jobbing actor, and that's your idea and that's your goal, then I can help you with that. But as well as that, for your audience, Sean, what I'm going to offer, and I like to do this when I do a kind of collaboration with someone for your audience, for anybody that wants it, doesn't matter where they are in the country, because we do Zoom classes. If you're in the north of England, you might be able to travel to one of our classes. But anybody that's part of your community, I will personally offer a free acting class. So whoever you are, you can have a free acting class. So all you need to do is either DM me on social media at Matt Zina Acting, at MZ Acting on Twitter, or you can email my PA on pa@mzacting.com. Get yourself a free class, no problem whatsoever. So that's for your whole community.
Absolutely amazing, Matt. I really appreciate that. So guys watching, if you are interested, then what I'll do, Matt, is I'll put a link to your profile so they can reach out to you as well. Or if you want to drop all your tags below, feel free to do that as well. But definitely take Matt's offer up if you're interested, because it's free, right? And then there's one-to-one help and coaching. It's massive. It changes the game if you're interested. So yeah, really appreciate that, Matt. I'll just wrap up now by saying our bit of offer as well. As you would know, guys watching on my profile, last day we've been posting about our offer, right? So we've got an education pack. The reason for it is because it's 3 years since me and Reece started on point. So we're super excited and we celebrate and we want to give as much value as possible. So we've created an Empire education pack, and we use all these documents and information pack. We use this on a daily basis. So it's super, super valuable. So if you're a rent-to-rent aspiring entrepreneur, if you're currently doing it and you need better systems, you need information, then you need to get this pack. Offerings at midday tomorrow. It's only £49. I mean, this pack, we paid over 10 times the amount of that. And we've collated extra information through our experience as well over the time. So if you want that, I'm going to drop a link shortly after this with a post, etc. So you can get a bit more of a breakdown and secure it before it ends. Tomorrow it's done, because we just want to see massive action takers have a good incentive to take action. So yeah, definitely do that. We'll drop that. And Matt, thank you very much again. Go follow Matt, everyone, and take him up on his offer. Of course, if you don't mind, Matt, drop your tags below and go follow him, everyone, for sure.
Absolutely. Well done, Sean, mate. And I'll see you very soon.
All right, Matt. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.